Loved it.
Loved it.
Q and
Already?
let's go. Already.
Oh, man.
Oh,
All right, so ZM Zuniga. Why do you think Altuve is in a hitting slump? What could be on his mind when he's at the plate?
I'm going to go first.
Go.
This has to be a rhetorical question, right?
Well, obviously, yeah.
It's a rhetorical question. It's a funny
Obviously,
question.
there's some little sarcasm on this
Yeah.
as an Ace fan.
But if I'm,
I think it's an interesting conversation.
if I'm going to answer the question, I did write it down, answer the question truthfully. He clearly can't deal with the fact that he cheated, and it's getting with him in his mind and his conscience. What he needs to do is take a page out of Barry Bonds' book and just deal with it and ball out while you're cheating.
Just deal with it.
Just deal with it.
Keep cheating.
Hey, Maguire did it, Sosa did it, Bonds did it, Altuve, you didn't take steroids. You can do it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, that's the thing. He did like a little bitch cheating move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like he was like going all in. He's like, there's a high chance I get caught at this.
Yeah.
Like, he was
Yeah.
like, oh, I need, I think the same thing. I think his mind is so fucked up right now because he's like, everyone knows
He
I
just
cheated.
feels like an ass, yeah.
And now that I can't cheat because the spotlight's on me, now I have to do good. So he's like
Putting pressure on
pressuring himself.
Yeah.
Like even more.
Which you
pressure.
already do. Yeah, you
Like-
already put pressure on yourself because you're a Major League Baseball player, and then now all of a sudden it's like, oh, let's see if Altuve can hit without a fucking garbage can right there now.
Like,
Fucking can't.
swing at strikes he never swings at. You know, it's,
Yeah.
it's shit that he wouldn't do in the past, and it's
Right.
clearly it's something in his mind. He knows.
Fuck.
Guilty conscience.
Well, it kind of shows how much the trash can helped.
Yeah.
I just think he's still waiting to hear the trash can, and he's just not, and that's why he's missing.
He's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Where the fuck you
Fucking
at?
I know there's a camera out there.
I like the sarcastic questions, Zach.
I love it. Keep it coming.
Yeah.
So we got another question from him. Are the A's making it past the first round of playoffs this year? How far do you think they're getting?
I say yes, and that's partially because of the new format
Okay.
with eight on each side. But I think they could get to the American League Championship Series. I really do.
I wrote the same thing.
The thing is, the Yankees are super injured right now, and if they're not healthy when it comes playoff time, I don't see them going anywhere.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
yeah. So I like the A's and the Twins as my two best teams right now.
Your
In
Twins.
Your
Twins,
my
yeah.
Twins, yes.
I agree. I think I wrote down. I think I see them making it to the championship series, and I think I want them to get out of the first round just for A's fans. I think they deserve that.
They need to let some anger out.
Yeah, they just hopefully they're not going to get to the wild card. Like they're going to win the division.
Yeah.
So they worry about the wild card because that's already something they struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
And
A's fans also need to take deep breaths like I do.
This is like going really well for your Giants.
I haven't applied it to the
Okay.
Giants yet, so
All right. You're
maybe,
gonna
maybe
hit
one of
them
these
out.
days. Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Emerson just has 3 rings to himself, and it
Yeah.
makes everything go away.
Exactly.
Emerson, big A's guy.
Yeah,
Big deep breath guy.
I do actually really like the A's. I think that if that was the team that was going to go, I think I think I like them the most,
In the American League.
other than the Yankees, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Can we save this question for last? The one that
yes.
Chava wants us to talk about.
Um,
The point guard one.
Mm-hmm.
and I agree with you when you say the Yankees are so injured that there's a high possibility they don't make
Yeah.
it to the World Series.
What is it with the Yankees and injuries?
Last year I was insane.
I'm not even being sarcastic. Like,
No,
what is
know
the
it's
deal?
it's a thing. It's like an actual
I mean, Aaron Judge comes back from the DL and
immediately.
it goes back on like
Yeah.
2 days later. Like that's not
It-
good.
It really. So last year, I already kind of started thinking about it. I'm like, is this like what's going on?
something,
then-
something in the water.
Yeah, we like joked about it. Like I was like, haha, Aaron Judge and Stanton like aren't gonna make it. Haha, lol.
Yeah.
And then like it
Boom, it happens.
literally like it really does happen, and it's kind of like, why can we predict this every single time? Like, why is it a thing?
And this
So,
is even a shortened season.
yeah.
Yeah, you'd think you could get through 60 games, right?
No, I think we could all agree that you would expect throughout a 160 game season that things happen.
Yeah, for
A
sure.
lot of games, a lot
Yeah.
of things that could happen during a game, and a lot of injuries that could happen.
The other thing though is if it happens every year, even though it's a 162, that's an issue. But
Mhm.
I agree with that. Yes.
but regardless, like this year, it's like come on, we got to be able to
60
get through
games.
this, right?
like
Yeah.
this is the year for the Yankees. I know the Dodgers are fully all in, but the Yankees have just to me a good enough shot to win the whole thing as the Dodgers.
Yeah, and that fucking series would be
It would be epic.
so sick.
It'd be
I've been
epic.
saying this for years. It's an MLB wet dream to have
Yeah.
the East Coast, West Coast World Series matchup.
No question.
Villains.
No
It's
question.
like the East Coast, West Coast
Well,
villains.
It's not even like it's not even East Coast, West Coast. It's New York,
New York
and
and
LA,
LA.
Yeah.
Like boom, right here,
Yeah.
right here on the map.
and
Yeah.
fucking big,
We're-
big old cities.
We're talking Babe
Obviously.
Ruth, Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like we're talking big name
Yeah.
players for both these teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So yeah, this would be fun. Fun to see what happens though.
Big Love 50. Build your starting five with the current NBA players.
So what I did was, I put players on that are injured. I don't know if he meant.
That's how I was thinking about it
Okay.
too.
So point, Steph Curry, obviously.
I like it.
Shooting guard, Kawhi Leonard.
You get to call him a guard? Nice.
That's what I looked online.
They consider him a guard?
I saw it. Yeah, I mean.
Alright, for sure.
Well, this is my starting five. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah, it really
Yeah,
doesn't matter
he makes
actually.
the fucking rules,
It really
right?
doesn't matter.
Fucking coach.
I got KD at small forward. I got LeBron at power forward. And I'm putting Giannis, even though it says he's a power forward. Giannis is going center for me.
He's a center, yeah.
And to me, you're not beating that starting five.
That's a fucking solid.
Sorry about it. You're just not.
I
Yeah.
don't think I could disagree with any of that.
You know, you kind of took all my guys.
Yeah.
Did I? Did I really?
Yeah, I mean, no, I didn't even write one out, but I was gonna say Steph is my point for sure, and then my wings are definitely KD and Kawhi.
Yeah.
LeBron has to be on the team somewhere.
Yeah. LeBron's on the floor.
LeBron's got to be on the team somewhere, and then yeah,
He's
I think it's like I actually probably take AD over Giannis, just for the versatility.
Yeah.
Because I like his outside game, and I don't know what it is, but when I watch Giannis nowadays, and maybe I just haven't noticed it until now, his offensive game is butt ugly.
Which is why I put him at center, because if you have KD and Steph shoot from the outside, you don't need him at all out there.
Agreed. Which your team is still great no matter what.
Yeah.
But I think AD can do more, anyways.
He is better with the mid-range shot. I'll give you
He
that.
can take the jumper. He can shoot a three if he has to. And I think he's just a little more skilled than Giannis is. Giannis is a little more intimidating when you're defending him for sure.
He's a freak. That's why they
Yeah,
call him a freak.
exactly.
I get it.
He's a little more intimidating, but I think I'd take AD on that five before him.
I almost made another starting five with players not including injured guys like Curry and KD, but
Yeah.
I didn't really feel like doing that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're not beating that starting five.
No, that's a good one.
Guys who missed the cut, Harden. I think he's a big name guy who
Harden,
missed
yeah.
the cut, which I'm not putting James Harden. He's not efficient enough for me.
He's a good just ISO player, I guess, but he's.
You could put Dame Lillard at the starting point guard.
Yeah,
but
or
still,
Dame.
even the jump between Dame Lillard and Steph Curry to me is still miles.
There's
It's not even close.
there's still a difference. So.
KD, I think when he's healthy, he's
KD.
top 2, top 3 player. Kawhi, like we were talking about earlier, underrated, always under the radar, has a great mid-range game. And then LeBron James is
Yeah.
arguably the GOAT.
Wait, who?
Garrett's favorite player.
Yeah,
Yeah, Garrett's. That's Garrett's guy.
Yeah.
not my guy.
Not my guy.
Never drink a beer that did.
Dude, stop. You wouldn't have a beer with LeBron James.
No.
You wouldn't drink a beer.
Exactly.
You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Point
you're right.
proven.
You're right. He's a connoisseur of fine wine,
Yeah, he is.
which I would drink.
No, I would
glass
not
of
drink a
red
beer
wine
with LeBron James.
You kidding me?
Speaking of beer,
Alright, so Big Love 50. Got another question from him. Favorite IPA?
who's first?
You can go first.
I'll go first. Fucking Lagunitas
Oh,
IPA.
you fucking-
Let's fucking go!
You brown noser.
I think we should mention that Ashley got a job with Lagunitas.
Did.
That's
Don't tell her
she's-
boss. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Cheers.
My boss knows. Current boss knows. It's fine.
Garrett, what's off the top of your head? What do you think? Favorite IPA?
Oof.
Go to, sitting in a bar. They have every beer on draft. Which one are you getting?
You're not picking Lagunitas though.
I probably would.
Lagunitas is a
My
great
little
IPA.
something, like a little something. That's IPA, yeah.
Technically not, but it might as
Not,
well be.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
technically they
Technically
don't
not, but
consider
might as
it,
well.
but
Okay, well.
shit, I mean, there's too many.
There's so
so
many.
many.
There's
I
so
mean, it's,
fucking-
yeah,
I mean,
there's
there's
every
probably
place in the country
there's
now.
probably
Every city now makes beer.
10,000 IPAs.
Yeah.
But if we're going anywhere around here in the North Bay, I'd probably have to go with. Damn, that's tough.
We'll let you think about
I'm
it.
twisted
What do you
about that because I got a beer for every situation.
This just came to my mind. Favorite single.
I knew you were gonna do this. I knew you were gonna do this. When
Did-
you said North Bay, I was like,
Deschutes Fresh Squeeze, not even North Bay.
I do.
There
like
you go.
that.
Yeah.
I
Let's-
love me some Fresh
let's
Squeeze
bend.
IPA. Yep. Double, Pliny the Elder.
Fucking news.
Well,
Freaking Disneyland.
I don't know.
beer.
Actually, Hop Stupid from Lagunitas is fucking good too.
I'll stick
And
with
then-
good.
I mean, Pliny the Younger. I guess if we're gonna go with a triple.
I mean,
but-
stuff
but-
from Hen House is good.
Hen House is
stuff
lucky beer.
from Racer, like
Racer.
Beer Republic.
Racer's good.
Evil 3, from Heretic.
Heretic.
amazing triple IPA. You wouldn't even know it's a
Yeah.
triple IPA. I haven't had an IPA in so fucking long. Holy shit.
So
Yeah.
my favorite IPA right now is the daytime IPA from Lagunitas, the one that you guys turned me on to. I think it's
Barely
great.
counts.
It says IPA on the
I
can.
know. I'm just fucking.
It's a really nice light beer, and I really enjoy
It's
it.
basically a light beer. Yeah.
I think if I had to pick my favorite IPA that I've drank in many times, I'd probably pick Torpedo IPA from Sierra Nevada.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like
It's a
torpedo.
It's a little, it does have a really
It's got a-
big
it's
bite
got a
to
bite.
it. I'm a big Sierra Nevada guy. My favorite beer of all time is probably the Pale Ale that Sierra Nevada has. You can't beat it.
So classic. I had one this weekend.
The best IPA I've ever had on tap, I had it at Forge years ago. Sculpin IPA from Ballast Point.
Oh fuck me!
Sculpin is
Forgot about
very
Sculpin.
good. We were talking about this the other day. It's a little too, now that I've had more IPAs, because I think that was like one of the first like big ones that came out. It's like, oh my god,
Sculpin's really
Sculpin
good.
IPA.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It's a little like thick for me
Okay.
I haven't had that.
now that I drink it again.
Yeah.
It's
No, I just-
still delicious.
I just remember having it, I remember specifically having it there on tap and thinking, this is the best beer I've probably ever had on
yeah,
tap.
it's
Wow.
And you mentioned Pliny. I think Pliny's great. Pliny the younger, or
The Elder is probably
Or-
one you've had, unless
or
you've
Pliny,
had.
Pliny the Elder, yeah.
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you a little shout out. Napa Smith, their organic IPA is really good.
Ooh, dude,
Dude.
organic is fire.
Whenever you guys
actually,
have
yeah.
it on,
I
you
know,
guys-
yeah, that
you
one.
guys have it on tap.
That one
on
comes
tap
and
room.
goes. Yeah.
Every time I see it, I'm like, I
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
And I
Like, it just
do.
has to.
I didn't have it on my notes,
Yeah.
but I
That
got
is a
it.
good. I forgot about that one just because we. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's your most
It's just-
classic West Coast tasting IPA.
It's
good. Yeah.
It's fucking good.
It just got expensive for us to make because it was all organic ingredients. I mean,
Oh
that's where
yeah,
the name came
that's
from.
what the yeah.
And you had to get like
that one's fucking good.
every 3 months you would get like a check in on like making sure all of the product used in that beer was like approved to standards.
Mm.
And it was a great beer, but it just became expensive. So we don't do it that often. You know, we still brew it, but not on a consistent
Yeah.
schedule.
and I do want to give one shout out to the ultimate triple IPA, Hop Again from Napa Smith.
That's a good one.
It's triple, right?
No, it's a double.
That's a double.
Double.
Still a double, but
Regardless,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're
It's a
right.
heavy-
You're working with like
it's
9.2,
hefty.
9.3,
It's
9.4.
hefty.
It's a.
I recommend
But
it.
it
Yeah.
just drinks, yeah. I mean, I always explain it like it drinks like it's 7. And that's the problem. It's like,
Because you drink 3 of those.
yeah, you suck a couple
you're not
down, and
driving
next thing you
home.
know,
9% beer is no joke.
yeah, you're
what
walking
happens.
sideways to the
It
bathroom.
might as well be a double glass of wine at that point.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much.
It's a pretty good question. I really
I love that.
find
I love the IPA talk. Yeah. All right.
So Margan 4444, my
Who's that?
friend.
Fo.
Fo.
Moses Malone.
Shout out
That's
Morgan.
Two Moses Malone
mentions in one
mentions in
episode. Anyways.
Alright, so
Hi,
we got
Mom. Hi.
Margan, Hip, Holloway.
Holloway. Don't fuck that up.
Be careful.
Holloway.
there.
Holloway.
Holloway.
For the listeners, Emerson's mom. She's great. Margan, what's up? She asked,
What am I getting for my birthday?
I'm not telling you. Margan, I did not tell him what he got for his birthday.
But me and Garrett also know. But
Yes.
I will not tell Emerson, and I put that on my grave.
This is a bunch of bullshit.
So
Anyways.
she says, you guys are clearly sports fanatics. What do you do to keep in shape?
Are we fanatics? Did you say we're fanatics?
You're sports talkers.
Was that a dumb thing to say? Does that not sound right?
What?
Does not sound right.
No, that's definitely not a term.
Okay, whatever.
But it sounds great now.
Thank you. I made it up.
No, we're
Um,
gonna keep using it.
We're definitely fanatics.
Yeah, we are fanatics. I'm just kidding. So what do you do to stay in shape?
I sit on the couch and watch a lot of sports.
Yeah.
He records the herd every single day.
Don't watch it every day, but I do record it.
He records it every single day.
Guilty as charged.
Probably watches it.
But I will give you this. To stay in shape, you are on the keto diet.
Yeah, if you want to call that shape.
I think it's, you know.
Rounds of shape.
You bitch.
I'm sorry, I have to.
That was pretty good.
What I
It's
do
Jeffrey.
to stay in shape is I actually do just basic cardio. I've been doing it for almost 2 years.
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
I'm thinking on your mind.
I actually get.
I know that's what I'm
I actually try
that's
to
what
get in
my mom
shape.
was talking about.
Yeah, I know she wasn't. So that's what I do.
Yeah. I think that's a question that she's trying to motivate me to actually do do some
I was gonna
exercise.
say, yeah,
Do some exercise.
that's a question that has gone fishing.
She's like, stop your stupid fucking diet. It's
Yeah.
exercise. I mean,
I'm telling you, if you were to run this track every day, you'd be in shape in a month and a half.
That's a lot of work. Emerson and I were going on walks every single day during quarantine.
a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, but we were.
I was going on hikes almost every day before the smoke
Yeah, the
happened.
smoke now kind of sucks. Yeah,
Kind of fucks everything up. But
and COVID. You know,
there's more important things than me getting my
Morgan.
exercise when it comes to the smoke. But it just
We can all do keto.
we promise we will all start being more physically active. Okay, so
Ooh, this is the question.
our last question of the night, Chava Way. Who are your top 3 point guards ever?
Did you do any homework on this, or are you going off the top?
Top. But I mean, like, in my mind, I did some homework.
So you go first, because I did notes on this. And let's be clear. He said our top 3, not necessarily who we think are the top 3.
Yeah, I mean, I know this is a tough thing in basketball. I mean, in any sport, really.
To me,
Because errors are all different.
To me, our number one's gonna be the same. I guarantee it.
Probably. But errors are all different, so it's, making comparisons and whatnot and judging from year to year is different. But I think it's a pretty easy one for me, and I think a lot of people would feel somewhat similar. Magic Johnson is the best point guard of all time.
You're going 1 to 3, man.
Going 1 to
Do
3.
you not know anything? You gotta go 3 to 1.
Nah, if it's only 3, you go 1 to 3.
I disagree.
If it's 5, you go 5 to 1.
Whatever. Dude.
Magic Johnson's the best point guard.
That's a
of all
later
time.
date.
Steph Curry is number 2. I think he's already there. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, he hasn't finished his career yet. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. This dude changed the game.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm not gonna go on a Steph Curry rant, but he changed the game. Number 3, I'm gonna say Isaiah Thomas, but I think there's probably gonna be somebody in the not too distant future that takes that throne from him. But I'd go Isaiah at 3.
I want to let everybody know. I thought about this question a long and hard 24 hours.
Just giving Gage fits.
Giving me fits. Giving me major fits. I was looking at stats, going on Basketball Reference, and all of this. But I had to go with the heart.
Stats are stupid. When it
I'm
comes to
starting with
basketball.
3.
Yeah.
Number 3 to me, it's Steph Curry. It's not even, Steph Curry, 3-time champ, 2-time league MVP, only unanimous MVP ever, 6-time All-Star, and that'll probably go to 10. 6 assists per game, which isn't great, but what I'm going to get at is he is the best shooter of all time. He changed the game, like you said, and he's mostly on my list because of his scoring aspect.
Yeah.
Which he is still a great assister, but he is the coldest point guard I've ever seen in my life. It's not even close. This dude, when he crosses half court, he's a threat. He's a threat.
He's the best floor spacer of
Dude,
all
he'll
time.
put the nail in the coffin and he's standing in the parking
It's
lot.
almost like when he crosses the free throw line on the other side of the court, he's a threat of shooting the ball.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Before you go on with this, the reason he only averages 6 assists and people don't think that's a crazy number, which
Because
is
the way
not.
they pass.
But the Warriors don't play a
No.
type of offense where it's like, dribble, screen, and then Steph's the guy ball handling and he dishes to the guy.
It's not like
No.
it's not like the Stockton Malone thing.
It's
not the pick and roll.
you make the extra pass and Steph might be the second to last guy. So he probably leads the league in what we would call hockey assists,
Yeah.
which is the second to last pass that leads to the score.
I've
Yeah,
talked,
and he probably leads in him running his ass around the court.
Oh my
like,
God,
you see
dude.
how much he does? It's
Yeah,
like
just to get
that, and just to get open. And I mean,
And he's still gonna
and that's a part of the game that's distracting, and you worry about where's that dude gonna be,
Yeah.
and he hasn't even touched the ball, but he's ran 40 yards in the matter of
Fucking
20 seconds in a
seconds.
shot clock, just cruising around,
Yeah.
and then he maybe gets the ball, maybe he doesn't, but it's like
Yeah.
that dude's always on the move.
yeah, not only is he one of the best shooters I've ever seen, he's one of the best finishers at the basket I've ever seen.
He is
He's amazing
Yeah.
at the basket.
he's pretty incredible.
So I've talked a lot of shit about the Warriors for a lot of years. But I respect this man as a basketball player.
Can't not.
You can't. You can't not.
He's
respect
so much fun to watch. He's special.
Number 2 on my list is Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
And I'm talking the Isaiah Thomas. I'm not talking the
What,
other
one
Isaiah.
for the Celtics?
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm talking the Isaiah Thomas who played for the Detroit Pistons, number 11. 2-time NBA champ, won back-to-back. Went to 3 straight NBA Finals. Would have won the first one against the Lakers if he didn't have a bum ankle. I'm saying that right now. He did win 1 Finals MVP. He is 9th on the all-time assist list. He is 5th all-time in assists per game at 9, or 9.3. And I think the biggest thing for me when it comes to this is that he, in his prime, beat Jordan, Magic, and Bird in playoff series when they were in their primes.
That's a pretty impressive feat.
And also, I'm going to throw this one at you too. He did not have a teammate in the NBA top 50 players of all time. Jordan, Magic, and Bird all did. He
Yeah.
did play with Hall of Famers. He did play with Joe Dumars, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He did play with Rodman,
Yeah.
Hall of Famer. But he did not have a top 50 player
Yeah.
like Jordan who had Pippen, Magic who had Kareem and Worthy.
He played on one of the most unique and controversial teams ever.
I'm a little biased too because I love the Bad Boy Pistons. I love
They're-
the 30.
they're
I love
awesome.
all. I love the 30 for 30s. I
Awesome.
love the Rodman one.
Awesome.
I just always liked Isaiah Thomas. I think he's just so underrated. He was a small guy who won a championship and he was like the head of the team. You know what I mean? Before Steph Curry did. Steph Curry did that kind of same thing.
That was a unique team, really. It's the best way I can put it.
And it like the Pistons weren't supposed to win those 2 championships. It was supposed to be the Lakers
The
win,
Lakers,
and then they're
they
supposed
just
to
kinda transition to the Bulls.
they're supposed to pass the torch to the Bulls.
Yeah.
And
They were somewhere they just fucked that
the
up.
Pistons
a
were
little
like, you know what, no, we're
Yeah.
gonna go to 3 straight.
bit. Yeah.
Gonna win 2. And another thing I want to say is there was a list that I forget if it was ESPN or Bleacher Report had about the best point guards of all time,
Uh-huh.
and they had Steph Curry in front of, or they had Steph Curry and John Stockton in front of Isaiah Thomas. And Magic Johnson tweeted, "There was no way Steph Curry and John Stockton were better than
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas." And that's coming from a guy who played against Isaiah, was best friends with Isaiah,
Yeah.
and knows all about how Isaiah Thomas played. So I think
Yeah.
that goes big with what Isaiah Thomas was as a player.
Yeah.
And speaking of Magic Johnson, number 1, without a doubt, Irvin Magic Johnson, best
Yeah.
point guard to ever walk this planet. 5-time NBA champ, 3-time Finals MVP, 3-time league MVP, 12-time All-Star. He's 5th on the all-time assist list. He has the most career assists per game at 11.2.
Fucking ridiculous.
And
He
who
did
knows?
that over
And
a
who
fucking
knows
long
what his stats would have been if he didn't unfortunately get contracted with HIV.
career. Yeah. No doubt. I mean, he was a hell of a player. Leader. Did everything. He played center on that championship team in his
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 rookie
year because Kareem was out.
Or yeah, he won the Finals MVP his rookie year.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, he's awesome.
and he also, him and Larry Bird, they saved basketball. Because
They
in the
really
70s, NBA basketball was in a bad place in the
Yeah.
70s.
They were playing the games on like
Tape delay.
Tape delay.
Tape delay.
Bad.
Like the NBA Finals was on tape delay. Could you imagine that today? Like it not being live.
It wouldn't
No.
happen.
Yeah,
So Larry Bird, Magic Johnson
they really did.
helped or saved basketball. They really did. I think.
I have a book about that.
Do you?
Yeah,
I'd like to
it's
read
called. You want? I'll give it to you.
I don't have to give it to
Hey,
you.
actually, it's holding up the camera right now.
I just think Magic Johnson, he to me when I think of NBA basketball in the face of NBA basketball overall, it's just a picture of Magic Johnson smiling.
Yeah,
Showtime, LA, the whole 9.
no, it's perfect. Yeah,
And I think he also gets underappreciated in the whole GOAT conversation. Like, do I think he was better than Michael Jordan? No.
skill wise, no, but,
But
he was an excellent.
Like, we were talking about polarizing last week, polarizing people.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson was a polarizing player.
Yeah, I think more people are on the side of we love to watch him kind of thing than negative. I mean, obviously he had his his controversy with the AIDS and everything. But
Yeah.
No, yeah, he's amazing.
So Bleacher Report put it out. I looked it up once you said that, and they had Magic Johnson at number 1, Steph Curry 2. Then we have a big lapse. Oscar Robertson.
I forgot
I
he
agree.
was considered a point guard because some people consider. him
I'm
a
glad
shooting
you
guard.
mentioned that because I had 2 honorable mentions, which I really struggled with because Oscar Robertson did have great numbers. I think he averaged 27 points.
25.7
Yeah.
points, 9.5 assists, 7.5.
He was the original Mr. Triple Double before
Yeah,
Russell Westbrook came along. He was the first guy to ever average
He was
triple-double in
a
the
he was a
season.
big guard. I mean, I know Magic was a big guard too, but I don't. Did he actually play point guard?
He's considered a point guard.
Okay, I thought he maybe was an off guard, but anyways.
6'5".
Yeah.
But it's hard for me because he played in the '60s,
Yeah, that's
and I know you can only play who's in front of you.
Yeah.
But
the same thing with like Will and Bill Russell. Those-
Bill Russell is the
Same
biggest,
argument,
the comp,
Yeah.
And how good could he have? I mean, I'm not saying he wasn't great. I'm not gonna say that, but he only won one championship, and it was later in his career with Kareem.
Yeah.
So how come you couldn't?
Taking your team that far
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
They also have Jerry West at 4,
I didn't know Jerry West was a point guard.
I would have considered him a shooting guard.
Chris Paul at 5.
Outrageous. Chris Paul is great.
You know who's underrated, and who's better than who's the guy with the Jazz? Stockton is Steve Nash.
Well, okay, let me finish this list. 6, John Stockton.
Nope.
7, Jason Kidd.
Nope.
8, Steve Nash.
Yes, but higher.
9, Russell Westbrook.
Who?
I think he's gonna go down as a legend.
Yeah. And 10, Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas is way. I saw the same list last night, and he is way too low on this list.
Yep. I just thought it was interesting
Yeah.
hearing this from you guys. I pulled up this list, and 10 was the
Yeah.
first one I saw, and I was like,
Yeah.
interesting.
I know MVPs are year to year, but Steve Nash did win 2 of them.
Shaq got hosed in one of those years, though.
That's fine. That's fine. But,
But he did-
still
he did
won
win-
the MVP.
Back to that years.
I mean, you could say that James Harden maybe got hosed in one of the years that Steph won an MVP, but
No, that's fair.
Whatever. You know, Steve Nash was a better player than John Stockton. Book that.
I did have John Stockton down under Oscar Robertson as an honorable mention. Because John Stockton, we all know, is the career leader in assists.
Yeah.
And it's never going to get broken. I think it's like 15,000.
Yeah.
And the next closest is probably not even, like maybe 10,
Yeah.
maybe 12.
The thing about that stat, and you could say this about almost every stat, is that it's just don't just tell the whole story about what kind of player you are, you know?
But if you're a point guard, what do? You dish it, right?
Sure, yeah, but I mean, that doesn't mean, like, Steph Curry, like we said, we both had Steph Curry high on our list, and he's not, you know, dishing out a ton of assists.
A big thing for me is I put winning as a big.
That's the biggest thing.
I'm saying if Stockton won at least one of those championships against the Bulls, that
he
they
might
went
get
to,
more credit.
he'd have to be top 5.
But let's be
top
real,
3.
Karl Malone is still a better player on that team, anyways.
Yeah, and how same with the Oscar thing. How good could have John Stockton have been if he had an all-time top 2 scoring player like Karl Malone? He still couldn't win a championship.
Yeah, exactly. Tough going against
But you
NBA
playing-
Bulls.
Yeah, you're playing.
Eras are so tough to compare.
Took him to Game 6 in the last year. I don't know what it was the first time they played, but
Yeah.
John Stockton also notably first all time in steals. And his defense.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I don't know that.